Welcome back, gorgeous people of the internet. It's the final map. It is time for the final map here at the ECS European League. Now it's going to be train between Dignitas and Fnatic. Dignitas with a monster start on Mirage. Fnatic bringing it back on Cobblestone. That brings us to train. So you feel like some of the advantages, or well, the strategical advantages, the strengths rather, of MSL are somewhat weakened. It's a bit like a superhero battle, you know. It's like, you know, you meet on these certain grounds where this person has an advantage because of something, whatever. So like you're on planet Krypton or something, I don't know, whatever. But this lends would you say it lends itself more to the strengths of Fnatic? Yeah. Or it just less to MSL and co? A
bit more to the strengths of Fnatic and a bit less for MSL. Because if you think about a lot of the ways that you'll play an early round on this map to get something going as a T side, it's usually going to be pick oriented. But it's because if you want to go with just the set pieces, then you're kind of it's a bit more gambly in many senses, because you're not essentially playing a distinct advantage, but you're just creating a situation where there is chaos and you can get out the choke points, basically. What a lot of teams will instead try to do is they'll try to gain, work and play for an advantage. And one of the only ways to do that on train is actually just to try to pick, unfortunately, by trying to pressure rally or getting your upper in A main, or maybe in inner, take some inner control, try to get some information, play the economy, try to play the weaknesses of the CT economy. And do they have a lot of nades? Do they have low amount of grenades? How do you play against that? You want to try to find a more consistent way to open your rounds other than just a set piece, because most teams are pretty good at holding those now. When this map first came out, it was a little bit the opposite, and it was really strong, and most teams just didn't know what the hell was going on. But here we go, the pistol, and Dennis is going to face 3 players at once. Not a good start for Fnatic. Dignitas will be off straight to a B plant, it should look like, but actually we have a bit of a firing range set up here, and the bomb is going to be down on the floor before the smoke can cover the players. So now the smoke is down for the bomb pickup. Fnatic, that's about 5 seconds in which Fnatic have time to rotate and push the site. This is a really bad situation for Dignitas right now. They're trying to defend, but I don't know how well it's going to go.
That's a wrap.
In fact, I can't even finish the sentence. They're all dead. And actually, just because the smoke was late. If the smoke was not so late there, maybe they don't lose 1 or 2 players down the ramp. Maybe the bomb doesn't get dropped immediately. And maybe Fnatic don't get the 5 seconds to run down the yard for free. And that's all the difference there.
It's a very fast pistol round, and it goes in favor of the CT. So let's see, what is the play from Dignitas? Are they going to go for the force buy, or are they going to go for a bit of an eco? Wow. Now that is what I call an eco, Dan. $200 spent across 5 players.
Yep. They will have the AKs next round due to the bomb plant, and I would expect them to actually just go out of yard really fast, actually, in the next round. But we'll have to see. First of all, it's going to be down to Fnatic to stop the plant from happening, or even losing any frags. It's very unlikely they'll lose any frags. You can see this is just so easy without any Kevlar and without any real pistols to work with. It's just, well, they actually got a frag. So our frag is actually a pretty good result, to be honest. Yeah. With just the Glocks in the yard, the most very open area.
I think it was Config who spent the money on the flash.
He did, yeah.
And so you made a profit then.
Nice.
I respect that.
$100 profit, very good.
Let's go.
Okay, so I'm expecting a fast play into A yard. I don't think they'll mess around, and mostly just because they don't have a huge amount of grenades. If you've got more grenades, then maybe they would want to play a bit more of a drawn-out round. But that said, they probably want to bait out some CT nades first, just get some pressure in to get rid of some of those pre-nades. And there are some. Once the pre-nades are gone, though, they can just hit the play, and you can see that they're actually set up for this. They're just going to get out there as soon as they find the opportunity. The smoke going down is a bit annoying. They might just flash through it, though. There it is, and here they go.
Well, Dennis playing close to E-Box. He'll get taken down. Rubino gets traded by flusha, who's still alive for the time being. And there he goes as well. Will the trades continue? No. Wenton's going to be the one who makes a difference, unfortunately, at his own cost. Leaving in a 4 versus 2. JW over towards Ivy with a Mag 7, and his teammate KRIMZ is rounded back with the M4. But how do Fnatic get back into this? JW's position is, he's kind of close to the bomb train, but he needs a bit of luck or distraction in order to get around those corners. MSL, you don't need to though, because KRIMZ is going to get the kill there. JW still hasn't announced his position, just playing the waiting game. Finds Tensky, but unable to make that fatal connection. KRIMZ at 43 HP will be forced to retreat, and Dignitas will get an early round on the board.
Yeah, that's really nice for them. I feel like things will get very difficult when Fnatic can get AWPs out there, essentially, because then Fnatic will have this picking advantage, and of course JW is a really capable AWPer to say the least, and he's quite hard to play against. And that's when Dignitas might find it a little bit harder to attack outside. But you can see that they still have that same coordination. They still have that same understanding of how to time themselves and their grenades to get through certain areas to attack together. That's of course one of their strengths across some of the other maps. But it will get harder for them. But they've done a really good job winning that round immediately, because as I say, that's going to keep JW off the AWP for now. So that's going to make life a little bit less challenging. And they will have 3 players pressuring a little bit here towards the alley area. Dennis is there with a scout. Ooh, gets a good tag there. That's a strong tag. That's a strong tag all the way.
That's a strong tag. Ooh, that was close to the face, Dan. Maybe he took an ear off Picasso style.
Yeah. No, Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, yeah, but he took his own ear off, whereas he's taken off someone else's ear. So maybe he's just a bad.
Oh, did Picasso take someone's ear off?
Maybe he's a really bad dentist. No, I mean, he took someone's ear off in a game, but Van Gogh took his own ear off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, that's the problem. He's a massive flank here. Does get the 2-man spray down and the bomb. That is a monster play. You're too busy talking about ears, Dan.
I know. I have more to say, James, as well. And we'll see if you can see if the remainder of Dignitas can save it, though. Obviously, they wanted to split out here, but that aggression from JW is making the point that he's hard to play against and doesn't even need an AWP to do that. Just rapid aggression is kind of nuts, isn't it? It's completely blown up the round here for Dignitas. Config with a near impossible task on his hands. You don't like his chances in this one. And again, it was so important for Dignitas to keep the money down at Fnatic. But now, we should surely expect that JW is going to be in on top of an AWP much sooner than otherwise he would be. So what does Config do here? He's got 20 seconds. He's not winning the round. So he's just going to try to play this to survive.
He must die.
He can survive. I mean, if he finds a way to survive, he should survive. He's got so much value on himself. Why not? Why not, James? And then he can force buy. Let's do it. I want to see the force buy, James. Ooh.
KRIMZ had a quick crash. Well, he had a crash.
Bit of a quick crash.
I don't know if it was quick or if it was slow, Dan. But hopefully he'll be back quickly. So 3-1. Good start here for Fnatic in the last game.
Yeah, it's looking that, well, now that they just won that round, it's looking very much like that. It kind of puts Dignitas in a really weird position. I think, looking at their money, I've got a feeling, I don't know, they could actually save one, I think, with the AK. Maybe buy a few things. Their money's kind of weird, because usually if you're in that region of $1,400 to $1,900, you're probably just going to force buy, because you can't really buy properly for another 2 rounds anyway, so you get that force buy in there. But their money is actually a little bit higher than that. They could actually buy if they save one. So the save of the AK here does actually make it a little bit weird, because obviously that's money now that he doesn't have to spend to buy with everyone else. And he'll probably die in this round now, which means that when they get to the round that they want to buy, he's not going to have really much, to be honest. He's going to have nothing. So maybe he should have died, James.
Maybe. Well, I just thought that he'd be pushed by the CTs, but I suppose they need to secure their own economy before they can start pressuring the economy of their opponent. So priorities. They can just rest with their lead at the moment, and the fact that they have reset the Ts already.
It's a big deal. I mean, there's a lot of teams that don't know when they should prioritize which one, their own economy or their opponent's economy, and sometimes you see just reckless behavior, just like horny behavior, where people are just going after the kills when they're trying to kill, like, let's say 3 guys, like basically saving with the USPs because they don't want to give money away. And it's like they have crossfires and stuff. I just want to go get the kills. They are literally saving nothing. They could, as you said in that one situation I'm thinking of, they could throw their guns away and spawn a new one. So that's like the level of value that they have there. So, but yeah, understanding all those situations, all these edges, it makes a big difference, because again, you can see actually the kind of difference it does make from NIP. Thankfully, one team is really taking it to an extreme now, because that's the kind of way the threat thinks. Take all the edges, make sure that you get as many buys as possible, and they are getting extra buys in, which gives them those extra lives, those extra chances, so that they actually are able to really just crush teams, basically.
Yeah, so we'll see if Fnatic can, how far they can take this early momentum. Are we looking at a 4-1, 5-1, 6-1? perhaps.
It's hard to say, isn't it? But I feel like Dignitas is playing quite well today, actually. I think from individual perspective, we've actually seen some great play from them, and you definitely need that against Fnatic. But I don't know. I still feel like it's a Fnatic favoured map, and now that the start's gone this way, unless Dignitas can, some shock upset, win this round, I really feel like Fnatic are going to start rolling in with a series of rounds of their own. What to see? It's all down to this defense, and there's a lot of rifles in play for Fnatic. They have some good grenades. JW's with the mag, of course. JW spends most of his time these days with shotguns. Don't know if you've noticed that, especially with a series that has cobblestone in it. So Dignitas are just setting up a light pressure situation to Popdog. They're just kind of showing some presence, just very briefly towards JW, and otherwise just holding now, seeing if there is anything that the CTs will throw at them. One thing that I love about Dignitas is they don't just always hold. Like a lot of teams do that. They actually do it sometimes, and sometimes they don't, to make it actually effective to hold sometimes. We can go to that point later because they are starting to edge forwards now, starting to go for that three-pronged attack.
Well, bomb delivered towards Ivy. Interesting. What was that? A pistol thrown out down there? Either way, it doesn't work, and the advantage has been lost in that regard. Wenton on the site, going to get traded. 2 versus 2. Where are the CTs? Well, JW's told them exactly where he is, and that's going to be the round for Fnatic. So 4-1, and indeed Dignitas will be on the eco. So maybe we're going to see a 6-1 here. Yep. We will probably see 5.
So as we have the eco, I want to finish one of these points because, when we were casting the NACS, we see a lot of, we see this quite a lot. A lot of teams will have the same pace to their openings. They'll always play slow opening, right? That happens over and over again where they're holding at the beginning to counter early aggression, just over and over and over. If you do that all the time, you will never see aggression. There'll never be aggression for you to punish. But if you actually mix up your pace, then you might actually encourage teams to do aggression sometimes. But this should be a lot of money for JW. But yeah, so one thing that you see with Luminosity or Dignitas or Virtus Pro or NIP, they'll play fast rounds, then they'll play really slow rounds. Then they'll play rounds where it's really fast, then in the middle, they slow it down a lot. Some rounds where it's slow all the way, some rounds where it's fast all the way. This mix of a pace means that you never quite know. So if those teams are smart, then when your team is in a situation to eco with pistols, they might just pick the right round to play slow, and then you'll get wrecked if you try to push them.
Well, the AK is coming back out for the Danes here. 5-1.
Flank. Bit of a flank action, James.
Ooh, indeed.
Flanky flank.
CT's coming in aggressive. We might see a super fast flank. See the Popdog. Again, then it's over towards E-Box, but this time he's going to get the kills. The flank can't come in fast enough. Everyone's going to die before those flankers can get any work done. 6-1 it will be. Dignitas back on the eco. This is looking quite rough indeed. Yeah, it is really. And JW's built up a lot of money with the Mag 7. And he hasn't even switched to the AWP yet. That's going to happen at some point. He's going to switch to the AWP. At some point he will. I mean, obviously there we saw him pushing in the flank with the Mag 7, getting a kill right at the end. And that's a lot of extra money. He keeps, eking out money in these rounds playing Popdog. So unless they force him to switch away from the Mag, he's not going to do it. And so far it's been good. Well, another round where there's not much to say for Dignitas. They're getting kind of run over with these Deegs. They get some tags in there, but without any kills. Oh, there's one. Without any kills, it's going to be pretty hard. They need more than one. They really need to get kills because Fnatic's economy is getting a bit out of control. So JW's still alive. He's not flanking them this time. So, but what do? How do they get out here? There should be no world in which they can escape Ali into the CT side of the map at least. And there you go, the finish, 7-1. The scoreline now is Fnatic are very dominant. And again, still yet to see the AWP on JW. He's still saving that, James. He's saving it for a rainy day, saving it for when Dignitas find an answer to his Mag 7, for which they have not yet. Why not continue in this fashion? So, again, Dignitas back on the buy. Now, we'll see if they can change the tide back into their favour. 6-round deficit here. 7 rounds on a CT side of train. Good so far. That's a nice flash to stop any early aggression. You can see KRIMZ he was a bit more forward, just doing a timing nade. There was a time where Team Liquid used to do a timing double HE up this B ramp there for any fast aggression from T's. which was great to see.
Always
trying to pay attention to little ledges. JW, what a little turnaround there. Does a pirouette down, even goes for the pre-fire to the other end of hall with a shotgun. He finally goes down there. He finally goes down, and Dignitas find himself at a man advantage.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I don't know if that's so good with that Mag 7. It's great to see. And now the bomb will make its way slightly towards inner, where we saw a lot of trading. So Dignitas have an advantage to play with. That 4 versus 3, you know, usually the CTs will put 2 players on A and 1 player kind of towards connector on B, which is kind of like an almost stack of the A site, basically, and you can kind of play retake on B. That's a safe way to handle it. And Dignitas should have this information in the back of their head that this is going to be the most likely setup from the CTs. And they're going to go A, actually. They're throwing the nades in to make it look like it's going to be B, but they're not buying it. They're not buying it. Dennis in with the spray there, takes the first player down, gets the information for the team. But the problem is that Fnatic, 1 player was rotating a little bit and was a little bit out of position. And that's going to mean that he'll get capitalized upon straight away by Dignitas. But still, 1 versus 2, very doable for KRIMZ. They don't know where he is. And Config is very low on the site. Tensky in that predictable position of Popdog, especially knowing where the plant is. KRIMZ should, if he sees the plant, he should suspect that position by Popdog. Let's see if KRIMZ can get this clutch going for himself. Tensky with the 2-man already. Tensky was massive on Cobblestone. Some really sick clutches from him, in particular 4-man. Can he do it against KRIMZ? Is he going to go for the hold here? Oh, that's not going to work. Tensky pulls it out, and it's going to be a 7-2. Dignitas picking up around there. But that was even hard. That was hard, James. They had a good advantage, and that was still really hard.
Yeah, but they don't have an advantage with the money, which is rolling in. Okay, Dennis is going for the auto sniper straight away, and JW, I mean, use it and or lose it, right? Yeah. He's just going to go. He's got loads of money, and he will spend it. Why the hell not? The
thing I like about that is that they go with it. They haven't done this before, obviously. This is going to be really surprising. But this is the round where if they win this round, Dignitas are completely crippled economically. This is a really important one to convert on, and JW goes down straight away. But flusha picks up a couple kills in alley. So, but I think they spotted. I don't think they spotted the bomb yet.
I like the play from KRIMZ, simply running distraction for his teammates to allow him to have a keep time with things. KRIMZ trying to spray now on the site, only getting the 1, but there's still a man advantage. And again, Config's in a situation where he's got 10 HP or less, like previous rounds. Jarvi up high. He is going to get the kill he needs, though. Both CTs in the back of the site, and he's going to get caught before he can get his gun out. So it's Config left with 10 HP. He's got the information advantage, doesn't have the bomb, however. And the CTs have moved back into passive positions, having no idea where Config is. They're going to make sure nobody... Basically, they're playing with their backs to the wall here, which is probably going to work out for them.
Fnatic play pretty good Counter-Strike, James. This is the perfect reaction from them, actually. And again, sticking as 2, playing the passive positions, forcing the T to plant, and then they know where he is. He's got no HP. Oh, the molly is not going to go deep enough, actually. And he will actually just get shot down instead. Doesn't matter. But that molly would have been really good if he had been playing in that position, which perhaps would have been a little bit more difficult to deal with in the middle of the train. Then, of course, he's completely screwed. So that didn't really go really particularly well for Fnatic, I must say. But they did a really good job in getting just enough frags and delaying just enough time to allow the retake to come in. And the 8-2 is real. The bomb did go down for Dignitas, giving them some money, but they can't buy here. This should be a 9-2. Oh, they're going to force it, actually, with I guess a drop from Tensky. Is he going to drop? No, he's not, actually. They're just going to force it. They're going to play for the plant here, or how is this going to go? They're going to spend all their money. All right, interesting. I think they had enough money left over that they would only have to save once, but they're going to go for this one. And here it is.
Fast play into the A-bomb site, just the 1AK onto Tensky, going for a spray towards the back. They've got 2 people here to try and face. The flashes will force Fnatic away. Dennis coming down so brazen there. Going to face 3 people with the auto sniper. No kill for him, though. Got 3 very tagged players. Make it 2 here for Dignitas. Fnatic enjoying the man advantage. But they need to find these players and flush them out. They've got loads of nades to do it with. They can throw nades behind E-blocks and so on. Here's some Molotovs flying in. Config's going to force the issue here and get a frag for his team. So now they're going to pick up some strength. Fnatic with wenton and JW, the clock continues to tick here. There are smokes that can go for desperation. confused. wenton on the site trying to cover the angles here, but surely there are too many guns for Fnatic to do this. JW will try to run away, and he can't do that either. 8-3 now between these two teams. So Dignitas have won yet another difficult round, but there's still more money on the Swedish side, Dan.
Yeah, and if you consider that they had bought, they had bought North and also Sniper 2 rounds previous that they had then saved into that round. It's pretty shocking at how much money they do have, but if they lose this one, they will be unable to buy in the following round. So Dignitas, all they need to do, a lot easier said than done, is string 2 rounds together. And this would be the second if it was to be a victory for them. flusha up against MSL on the AWP here today. Last time I saw much more Rubino AWP, actually, but it was actually more towards the CT side that I saw that for Dignitas. So let's see if MSL can get the pick here. And this is what we talked about previously. MSL is not going to be the strongest AWPer in the world to play this position, but let's see if he can find the angles. Oh, there it is. Boom there, and that's the first frag. No one playing particularly close enough to punish MSL. Almost getting a second one there as well. Things getting a little bit scary here for Fnatic, as playing advantages is something that Dignitas know how to do quite well. 4 versus 5 here. This crazy spray in alley there as the flashes go in. A bit confusing. And Config will get into position meanwhile at PopDog. So now Dignitas are ready to go for the attack onto this A-bomb site. The bomb does need to be collected towards the T main, but they are otherwise pretty ready to commit here.
CC numbers are dwindling. wenton doing what he can, but he will be traded. Gets himself 2 frags though. So Dennis on the site will make things harder for the T's, but he's being shot from both directions. Goes for the continuation spray, and Tensky walks straight into it, leaving KRIMZ alone with the bomb versus 2 players who are together. He's lucky, maybe he gets a 2-man spray down here. 20 seconds left as well. He has no time to go towards B. Dennis just running out there, going to get taken down, but KRIMZ surely has the angle. Up KRIMZ goes, and down he will fall. Another round on the board. Dignitas get reset again. Have they strung 2 rounds together? No, they get reset every single time.
I think they kind of, I mean, they can just save 1 more and have a buy. It would be $1,900. They would be up to essentially, close enough to 4K, but they're actually going to force it again. And I think this is actually a fine decision. The reason is actually due to the fact that if they win this round, they know that Fnatic doesn't have the best buy in the world, and if they win the round, then that's it. They will force Fnatic to force fire on Eco themselves. So they are going for the big play here. It's a risky one. And Tensky's actually made his way to quad. This is really dangerous here. Fnatic have no idea that he's there. He could shoot players in the side, and he will. He takes down flusha for free, and that's going to cause a lot of distraction here, leaving Fnatic with 2 players here to defend the B bomb site. So far, so good with JW there, darting in amongst the trains with the Mag 7, only able to get a single frag here, but he is delayed enough here for wenton to try to do something. I was going to say Dennis as well, Dennis and wenton, but Dennis quickly fell as well to KRIMZ there. I think he was towards CT spawn, if I'm not mistaken, or connector, and that's going to be a wrap there. Dignitas will win this round, and it was a lot of it was due to the fact that Tensky got out to quad from T main with no one spotting him, and that's a really big deal.
Tensky, the man.
He's had some big moments in this series. That 4K definitely on Cobblestone still is fresh in my mind. So 9-4, and Dignitas start to make it a little bit more respectable for themselves. And again, I still feel like this in many senses plays a lot more to Fnatic's strengths, and that you would expect more, some more rounds on the T side. But again, again, last time I saw Rubino AWPing from alley and at the back of the trains and connector and so on, and if he's on point there, that's going to make a big difference. AWPing can really make a huge impact on this map. But despite that, JW has opted for the Mag 7 so much, just because he can reinforce the economy of his team, and you can't question him. He's doing so well. Here we go, wenton, first man on the contact. He goes down immediately. You can't say Fnatic have a great chance in this round.
Yeah, that's not good. And KRIMZ 2 kills here. There's the first one. Can't get the second one, however. So Dignitas will get the site, and they will charge all the way down to the CT side. Config has enough bullets left to try and get a frag there. Harassment will continue. So flusha is rotating to another position where he will die. So Dignitas have eked out a good score so far. They've got, well, a reasonable score. They've got 5 rounds on the board here. Could go 9-6, could go 10-5, although 9-6 looks more likely. Looking at the buy of the Swedes. So, you know, after lots of hardship, Dignitas give themselves opportunity in the second half.
Indeed, yes. It looks a lot better for Dignitas now, like massively better, because now they've somehow dodged all these horrendous situations. But hold that, I thought we were going to push here towards inner from the CTs. JW, the first man, he gets taken down, but KRIMZ with the trade frag, and KRIMZ will fall back here with a smoke, and he will be in relative safety now as Dignitas go and switch it up towards A. But Fnatic should be able to read this. The problem is they can read all they want. They don't really have the weapons here. I say that the D comes into play from flusha to find a headshot, to perform some surgery there, and maybe over the top won't land too well. And Dignitas here looking to be taking this A site without too much in the way of problems now. And there it is, bomb is planted.
So, it was a 3 versus 3. Ooh, okay, well there's potential. Dennis has only a deagle, I say only, because you know he's capable with it. The right place, right time. Config goes down as well. So 10-5 will be the unlikely score at this point.
All right then. It's just like, you're dead and you're dead.
Well, that's the nature of train, isn't it?
That's the end of the round.
That's the nature of train. So many corners, so many angles, so much variance compared to the other maps. So you never know where someone or when someone is going to pop around a corner. In that occasion, it goes in favour of Fnatic, so 10-5 is going to be the score. Are you favouring a team now with this score on the board?
Still Fnatic. I mean, the map still plays their strengths. You can see it to an extent there, Fnatic able to do a lot on the CT side. And it is a map where I don't think it's not really a map. I think, well, to be honest, I guess it really does depend on the 2 sides. So I finally am able to spit it out. The 2 teams that you have playing a little bit more than some maps. For example, you know, as I mentioned, Dignitas, you could see it there. You know, they're not really much of a picking side. If you have to rely on MSL, if your picking play revolves around MSL with the AWP, then, you know, I mean, MSL is great at many things, and he's a decent AWPer, but he's not, you know, a world-class AWPer, I wouldn't say. So he's not got the same kind of ability to hit those shots as a Kenny S or a JW or a Guardian or, you know, these kinds of players. So anyway, we can perhaps cover that a little bit later, as we do have the pistol round underway now on the second half. Definitely a must win for Dignitas. I think they will find their rounds very difficult here against the individual skill, and certainly I should imagine that the picking of JW will come into be a large factor should he have the money for an AWP. And if we keep seeing him playing shotguns, James, on T side, I just don't know at this point.
Well, wenton was spotted darting over towards the B bomb sites. But that's all the information that is had at the moment on the T side. So you can see flusha has the P250, the rest of the team have Kevlar, so no raid boss on the T side. Full diffuse kits. Full Kevlar on the CT side.
All of the diffuse kits, of which there are
5
none.
diffuse
Of which
kits.
there are none.
5 diffuse kits on the CT side, no armor necessary. So delayed push after the smoke comes out from Fnatic. They will start to take the jewels, but of course, KRB will have the superior range there. No one shot for Dennis in that situation. Hardly tagged are these CTs either. wenton going for a bit of a swim there. Comes in from the back. Requires more than one shot. He is evening. What is this? 3 kills for KRIMZ. He's playing connector as well. He's still got more bullets. 4K for KRIMZ. That is completely absurd. Dignitas get 2 frags and KRIMZ just comes in like a wrecking ball. Full Miley Cyrus stand. He's naked on the ball itself, just breaking all the walls down.
Yeah, that was all in one clip as well. That's just nice to see. No reload required.
Full cue ball down.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. And now, obviously, Dignitas not having a good time of things. They're on the force buy. Let's see what they can do with their force. They will now have the Leagues and the CZ. Something that CZ has become, of course, for me, flusha is the best CZ player in the world. Forever will he be, probably, for me. Either way. Ooh, oh, Rubino! Oh no. I feel for Rubino right there. That is the GG right there. It's like, what can you do? You just sat there, bullets come out the smoke, and you're dead. It's like, no warning, you are dead, sir. And now it's just going to be Tensu who will be burned alive and impaled by the various bullets that were going his way. So 12-5, and Dignitas have to full eco now. So it's going to be a little bit more, slightly more demoralizing, because when you're in a round like this, it's so frustrating, because you can see your opponent getting closer and closer to winning, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to give it up. Well, you don't give it up, but your chances to win are slim to none. In a round like this, you don't feel like you have really anything to work with to try to save it. And Fnatic should go to 15-5 unless a catastrophe strikes, they all fall out their chairs, or something of a similar nature. And the first frag won by flusha. flusha playing the information with the Mach 10, delaying them a little bit, also just killing all of them as well. That also works. 3 frags for flusha with the Mach 10, the Mach 7.
Give up, Dan.
There we go.
Just give it up.
And that's some good money made.
Well, the lights, Dan. The lights in the tunnel, the old adage, and all that crap. Tensky going to try and hold on to this Mach 10. He doesn't have any armor. He has no armor, Dan. But he does have some bonus money. And an AK for a 3-second. Can't prime it in time. And he will go down. Speaking of prime, reminds me of prone. Reminds me of Day of Defeat. You know, there's a remake being made. A community-made remake of Day of Defeat Source.
I'm afraid I just don't care, James.
Which is cool, Dan. Except I didn't play Source. I played the original. Anyway, so we have Dignitas back on the buy here. Got a few grenades, not a great many. They have the AWP onto Rubino, and that's off to a good start. JW going to go down straight away. Dennis, though, is the man who is, or a man who is AWPing for Fnatic on their side. Trying to go through some narrow choke points, just raw. wenton's going to get taken down. They need to retrieve the bomb as well, and in doing that, Dennis will be tagged down to 24 HP. So, bit of a disastrous start for Fnatic in this round.
It is quite disastrous, yeah, and definitely good timing for Dignitas to get back into it, to be honest. Maybe they wouldn't have had another opportunity to do so. Another good one, at least, like this, with Rubino on the AWP. And so far, Dignitas, all they have to do is just hold now with this advantage. The boost comes in. This is good, actually, but Dignitas not availing themselves to this angle. It's actually quite interesting, because this is a spot where maybe you would actually find somebody on one of those ladders, because the ladders allow you, in most cases, to play like a safe peek if you're like on the ladder all the way at the back or something like that. But players don't tend to use that position as much these days. You much more rarely see that.
I almost never see a frag from that boost position for the T's. KRIMZ, oh, it's so close to getting the right angle there, but just about didn't do it there. So this round should be pretty much over. MSL, though, putting the foot in the wrong place here. We might see a bomb plant. Or will we? Dennis is still stuck up top. 20 seconds left. Does he try to save the AWP in this situation? There's only one frag for Fnatic in this round, and there he goes, dispatched of. Force through letterbox.
And as you can see, it didn't really matter too much. So a full rifle buy coming in, Galil for Dennis, unfortunately for him. Although he's actually going to throw it to flusha. Oh no, sorry, no, what am I talking about? They both have Galil checks. They both have Galils. So would expect a bit of a delay to ward off against the pre-nades, such as this. And then we'll see a similar play to what Dignitas did on their T side, where they basically you just wait those pre-nades out and they just go into the site, basically. You just play contact into the site with maybe some running nades, or something similar. Maybe, you know, one guy stays back for a smoke or a pop flash, but that's basically all you go for, and then you just go for the hit.
Lasers.
The question is, how much of a delay do you put in there? Usually, and actually, Dignitas have 2 players close to team main, so if they did go for this play, it would probably get blown up, and that's exactly why. Really nicely done there. Before they actually decide to go in, already a player's picked off. A trade comes in though from KRIMZ. That's actually really nice. I'm not sure how he even managed to get that angle, but KRIMZ found a way, and that evens it up, which is annoying for the CTs to say the least. And this puts the plan is now on again. I think after that first frag, they weren't liking it, but now they can do it again after the trade, and you can see Dignitas respond by playing very passively on A now.
Yep, got one player connector. One player still approaching main, however, and then there's a player right at the back near Ivy. Just the one guy deep into B. So the push appears to be coming in from the Fnatic side now. Tensky, you can see him on the top of the train, and Fnatic will wreck him from various angles. Smoke, wall of smoke coming down on the site, so they are able to plant the bomb, although the main one's disappeared now, but the frags are what will be the important thing, and Dignitas will get completely wiped out there. 14-6 now. There's a pretty meaty lead there for Fnatic, and look at the money, or lack of rather, on the Dignitas, on Team Dignitas. That is quite brutal for them.
That's
no poetry, Dan. No poetry here.
No, absolutely not. And you know, by the way, with Van Gogh, I think because he's Dutch, I think you're supposed to say like Van Gogh or Van Gogh or something like that, like something completely unpronounceable for a British person. But
Van Gogh, I'll stick with that.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Definitely incorrect. I learned that on QI, James. Stephen Fry, master of knowledge. But here is a quick push here. This is quite nice from Dignitas. They're actually trying to get aggressive into team main, and JW is in a really bad position. He gets out of there somehow without making a kill or without getting really even damaged all that much. That's kind of a miracle for JW, and really not for JW. He is the Wunder kid after all. Either way, Dignitas still trying to get some. Oh no! Wow! No! How did this happen? Oh no, he's going to leave the position. Oh, JW still misses the shot. What is this, James? What
Benny Hill, Dan. This is Benny Hill.
Oh, good God.
Christmas special. No frags for either side yet. That is completely absurd. There is a minute on the clock here. Fnatic need to start making decisions, making and taking decisions, Dan. 3 over towards the bomb site. They have a read, and the T's are moving in deep, but flusha, will he overextend? He sees a player on the train and might realise that he's in trouble. Can he get the T-man spray? I know. Can't get the third. Rubino will also take down Wenton. The would-be trade fragger gets completely wrecked. 40 seconds on the clock now, and Fnatic may be committed over towards the A bomb site, but Tensky is in the rear with the gear down. He's got an M4. Rubino, meanwhile, has picked up an AK. So there might be a mad rush to the A bomb site, and it might not work out for the T's.
As Tensky gets flashed in, but the flash is no good. Fnatic now 3 versus 1. Rubino comes in, another frag for him. The spray down at range, not going to work out. 15-6 now as Fnatic look to be very, very close to taking this, considering that Dignitas have nothing to speak of. Couldn't be much closer to winning than 15 rounds, or 15-6, with a no buy on your opponents on the favoured side, I would say. So, good luck, Dignitas.
Yeah, this is a difficult time, Dan. It's a difficult time, and I don't want to talk about it. It's hard. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's hard to call as well for MSL. Can you imagine? Okay, there you go. That's what you need. That is what you need. A couple of kills coming in from Dignitas with these pistols. Tensky running amok around the trains there. Rubino with the fast flank. He's going to get a free frag, and all of a sudden, there's a man advantage here for the Danes, but they still need to pick up weapons, and KRIMZ will take down one. He's got an angle on 2 players here. Rubino is a little bit of trouble there, and he is the last man standing with MSL. MSL picking up the kill on KRIMZ just before KRIMZ could claim Rubino's life, so very, very close situation. Now flusha, at the end of this match, potentially is in his hands. 2 HP for Rubino, 2 points of health he will survive with. That's all you need, I suppose. Could have even lost 1 more HP, James, and he would still have been fine. 15-7, Dignitas trying to claw back tooth and nail. Fnatic probably could just force it up here, actually, because a couple of players with only $1,900, so might as well just get it in there. Just get it in there, and they will indeed do just that. We saw previously a round like this. They played a delay, waited out the pre-nades, then around 50 seconds they went for the A push. And you can see they're doing something, well, so far it looks similar. Just getting the basic bits of map control. Wenton going a little bit deep there on in. KRIMZ picks up a frag on Ali. There was a push there. Oh no, this is not a good way to start things. Oh no, it's getting worse, James. It's getting worse.
Oh dear. But looking for more one thing. Rubino is going to get the frag, actually. Down to 68 HP. Kiabi's been taken down elsewhere. The pistol's putting in massive work here. KRIMZ have 2 frags already, and he's got himself an AK now. Rubino coming around the side, looking for Wenton, who's just going to disappear with the right timing. Rubino getting the read, but it's too late to save the A bomb site. It's got 4 Fnatic players crawling all over it. Tensky struggling with the scout. This is not looking great for the CTs. 1 in connector, 1 at the back. But look at all the Fnatic players. Rubino stuck behind the smoke. He does have a kit. But what he doesn't have, Dan, is 4 arms. because there are quite as many Fnatic players all over the map. Down goes Rubino, leaving Tentacle over the scout. There goes Dennis. But the rest will be too much. And Fnatic will take it 16-7. So Dignitas didn't really ever get running in that map.
Yeah, and I think you could really see the strength at Fnatic. Like the kind of, it's a map where they have much more affinity to how the map is. It's kind of why Fnatic are a really strong team, because they always have this really strong fundamental base of good Counter-Strike skills, like, you know, good awareness, good team play, good little setups here and there. But also you combine that with like really ridiculously good individual skill, and then they can be very good on a map like this. That's kind of I guess part of the issue there for Dignitas, is that obviously on their well, just that there were so many rounds for Fnatic on the CT side, they shouldn't be able to make that many rounds work for them. And because the pick style never really got going there as well, I wouldn't, you know, hesitate to suggest how you're supposed to effectively pick Fnatic. But, you know, that's the style that most teams would try to go with. They would try to engineer an advantage like that, but they couldn't get early round advantages very easily. It's very rare that they could find those. So Fnatic just kind of took over the match, and you can see JW is on the Mag 7 on the shotgun for ages, just building that bank, because there's just no response to him. He could play all these cool Mag positions and it was no problem. Then there's like maybe 2 rounds where he had the AWP and he didn't even really need it, didn't even connect anything really. He did way better with the Mag. He's top fragging with the Mag. So there you go. But otherwise, Dignitas on these first 2 maps, they really showed you what they can do. And those first 2 maps, that's the thing that surprises me, right? Is because they can play really well on the Mirage, can play really well on Cobblestone. Another map that's very similar into those skill sets is a Cache. But for some reason, at least in all the matches that I've seen of Dignitas, they always seem to struggle a little bit on Cache. They can never quite get it going in the same way. And that's a great T-side map as well, like Cobblestone and Mirage can be. So there you go. But nice to see Dignitas playing well. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, Mirage was amazing, and I already have a link to the demo, so I'll be downloading that and reviewing it. A good play from them. Good to see Fnatic back to winning ways as well. Again, they just look like a stronger unit with wenton, and it's good to see that, you know, in terms of style as well, Train comes along and they just fit into that like a glove. So well played by Fnatic, well played by both teams. That's going to bring our broadcast to a close for today. I believe we will be back tomorrow with more European Counter-Strike, so we will see you then. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.